live. Oh,
Are we live?
I think we're live.
We're
We are
live.
live as of 4 seconds ago.
Okay.
And Tori has made a grand and spectacular entrance.
Thank you.
Like, wait,
What's
I have
happening?
myself. I can hear myself. Okay, I have to
Can you hear
mute
me?
myself. I can hear you.
Okay.
Okay, we're good. It's just because I had um, the YouTube stream also on the side so that I can monitor the comments. But apparently, I can comment from here. So, hello everyone. Welcome to the Gourmet Pens channel and to a fun thing that, to be honest, is this has been years in the making. Um, and with technology improving and the world falling apart, I was like, I think it's time we have some joy,
Yes.
right? So, Tori, you have been hop bopping through podcasts as of late. This is not a podcast. This is
Mhm.
really just a fun hangout. So I would just like to introduce the beautiful Tori, who's over here, I think,
Maybe over there.
or
Yeah.
over there. I'm not sure which way it's showing. Um, aka Stationery Universe. And thank you so much for agreeing, first of all, to be the guinea pig for this, but also just to agreeing to subjecting yourself to me.
Are you kidding? It is such a pleasure. I love hanging out with you.
I mean, we always have a good time,
we
but
always have, you want to talk about joy in a world that's messy?
we have a good time.
We have a good time. We have joy. So when you're like, I want you to come on the YouTube and we're not going to plan things. We're just going to be chaos and we're going to wing it.
We're
And it's
just
going to
gonna
be
get
like,
that's exactly what it is, because
yes,
I
I'm here for
find
that.
that there's a lot of people doing fantastic like podcasts and
Yeah,
with questions and organization.
totally.
None of those are my specialty. But I thought I should try to be a little prepared for myself, not for you, for
Hmm.
myself.
Okay.
So, first of all, Tori,
Aziza.
can you tell me a bit about yourself?
Yes. Yes, I can.
I know that sounds really weird and it sounds so cliche. It's like, tell me about yourself. But I ask because I Googled you.
Oh God. Did
And
you?
I'm curious if the coolness that I found
Hmm.
is legit and is the Tory that I creeped on. Gosh, I hope it was you and not some innocent person.
Okay, so there's one that lives in Australia. That's not me. If you
Okay, that's
found her,
not you.
not
That's not
me.
you.
Mm-mm.
Okay.
No, last I checked.
Okay. Okay, so tell me
Yes.
about yourself. Like,
Yeah,
I know you have family,
I do.
you're
Yeah.
in the Midwest.
Yep.
I never keep track of
Yep.
wheat. So yeah,
So I,
you tell me whatever you feel comfortable sharing,
great.
and then I will interrogate you.
All right, I'm here for it. I'm just to the south of you, actually, across the lake in Cleveland, Ohio. So,
There we
right.
go. See,
Yep.
I'm
Hmm.
super good at geography.
Well, you just wander. I mean, it's not like the U.S. or Canada are big, right? They're
Yes, it's
very
like
petite.
whatever.
Yeah, right. So I grew up here. I grew up in the Cleveland area, and
Mm.
then um, was so keen to leave the Cleveland area that I refused to look at schools in a state that touched Ohio. Like, I don't know. I was a real pill when I was 18. That's
No,
just, I mean,
you were
just
dedicated. You knew
I
what you
was just
wanted.
wanted to see around a little bit. So I went
Yeah.
to college in Baltimore. I went to Loyola University, Maryland, where I met
Okay.
amazing friends and did tons of theater and majored in writing and had just and ate a lot of
Ah.
seafood and had a great time. And
Okay.
then I went to grad school in Syracuse, went up to New York for a bit, and also loved there's like ice wine and there's foliage and there's like an amazing school. So great experience. But then I was like, oh, remember that state that you didn't want to touch? It's actually great. And I want to go back there.
You
So I came
missed your
home. I
home.
did.
I mean, there's
I
nothing
miss,
wrong with that.
yeah,
You explored and experienced stuff. Like,
yeah.
okay, so you came back home
Came back home.
after like a lifetime of living experiences.
I mean, it felt like it at the time, right? And then,
Yeah, that's true.
so
That's true. Yeah.
and since then, I've been just bopping around. I started off in the journalism game and then got more into
Oh.
marketing and content marketing. So I've done like all of those different types of things.
Okay.
I had worked at NASA for a period of time on their website, which was super fun. I worked at,
Okay. You. you were already like I already have the coolest like girl crush on you because I'm like this woman is
Ooh,
awesome.
food and
You
beverage.
just like one upped it just so casually. It's just really I really enjoy getting to call really cool people my friend.
Hmm. Okay,
You
see,
know?
this thrills me. Aziza, the first time I met you at a pen show, like my mom will testify to this. I was like, oh my God, it's Aziza. She's like, say hello.
That
She's a
was
person.
Chicago
It was
in
Chicago.
not this year, last year I
Oh my
think.
gosh, you remember? Yes,
Of
it
course I
was.
remember.
Yes. And mom's like, say hi to her. She's a person. I'm like, oh, she's Aziza. And like, so like total fangirl crushed out.
Mary's so
And
wise though, right? Say hi
so
to her.
wise.
She's a
Yeah.
person.
Right. And that's all about Mary. So she's like, say hi. And now like you're my friend. And that's like beautiful to me. That's part of what's cool about this pen community, right? Like
That is
there's,
so.
yeah,
I'm so
we're all cool.
glad you said hi because
Oh,
often when roles are reversed, I'm too shy to go say hi
yeah.
because I'm like, oh, I don't want to bother them. They're at a pen show, like they're having an experience. I don't want to go and
Mhm.
be like, hi, I'm a big nerd. Can I take a selfie with you? Which is what I did to Sugar Turtle in his workshop at DC twice.
Oh,
And
he
he was
loves it.
like,
Tom loves it.
he was totally like, oh, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. It was so good. I'm so glad that you came to say hi because I actually talked about you to my friends afterward. I was like, oh my gosh, you guys, I finally got to meet Tori
Stop.
in person. Because anyway, so it's just really cool, and it's so funny how it's a huge world, except that North America's not that big, right?
Right. Sure.
And that I'm just so lucky to have crossed paths with you,
Oh, I feel the same way. And that's,
which
you
is
know,
really
I
cool.
love fellow like females in this space, right? Who are doing cool things. Oh, there's Tom.
I just had to add that in. I'm famous, and so can you. Oh gosh,
What will Dr. Linda LaPoste say about all this? I
that
wonder.
is true. For those of you who are not aware,
Yeah.
Dr. Linda LaPoste is
Hmm.
actually Sugar Turtle's therapist, who is
Hmm.
she's a lamppost
Lamppost. Yeah.
named Linda. So
Hmm.
obviously things are going really good over there.
Basically, Tom is our therapist now, though.
I
So,
think
like,
so.
you're right. Like, is
I think
I don't think he's
so.
licensed, but he is now. Like, that's what
Well,
we're.
is Linda Lamppost
Let's not
licensed?
ask questions that we don't want the answers to.
So, there's a whole bunch of things. Her bulb is broken. Oh my gosh.
What's
I'm gonna have
broken?
to make sure to put
Oh
the
God.
live chat replay on so that people
Okay.
do not miss this comedy because what is happening?
How do I
So
even see that? Hold on. I'm not. Oh my God. Look at all those comments.
there's a
I
comment button. That's okay.
see
You
that
explore
now.
the comments because I'm gonna tell you what I
Okay.
did on the internet.
Please tell me.
That sounds so wrong. So I googled you.
Okay. Hmm.
Are you possibly at some point, or have you been an actress or additional crew?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, okay. So I did professional improv comedy for many, many years.
Okay.
And still, upon occasion, when called upon, will do it because I adore it. I love it so
Oh
much.
my gosh.
And I've done some theater and some like small little independent filmy type things, but nothing like or anything like
So
that, you know, the
you're the
24-hour film
coolest.
fest and things like that. So,
Okay, but that's epic.
oh, thanks.
I
It's
mean,
fun.
this is so cool. First, she's like, "Oh yeah, I like whatever. I was at NASA for a bit. Oh yeah, I'm also famous.
Oh,
Otherwise,
I am the
uh,
least famous
but
person that you'll talk to.
that is, I highly doubt that.
Mm.
But that is really cool. I'm sorry for googling you. Between googling myself and you, it ended up
Mm.
being you. So that it was better. It was better. It was more positive because I didn't walk away like crying or
You can
anything.
Google me anytime.
Well, thank you. You could also Google me anytime. Just don't tell me what you discover
Fair enough.
because it may or may not be accurate, which is why I wanted to verify.
I
So
appreciate
if
it.
everybody wants to Google Tori,
Yes.
just
Well, and I
kidding.
have a website and it's down. It's totally down. That's next up. Like so in my web work, putting up Stationery Universe took first priority. And
Of
now at some
course.
point I need to actually fix my other website because that would have verified all this for you and I'd
I
actually
see.
but
So
yeah,
what is
it's
your
down.
other website? This
So it's
mystery.
the mystery that doesn't exist right now. It has writing clips, it has different samples and links to
Oh.
different things
So is it
that
kind
I've
of like a
done. So
portfolio
yeah, yeah, kind of a
and stuff that you enjoy?
Yep.
Oh yeah, you need to
Yeah,
get that going
I do need to get it back up.
because apparently this is I mean, now's the time to be sharing good stuff.
You're right. The
I
world needs more of that.
The world
Like
needs good stuff,
I'm
which
so
is why we have you.
when I was at Syracuse, right? So as I'm studying journalism, one of the things I'm like, God, there's horrible, horrible things. I don't feel like I want to say what year I was there, but it was, not that far after
What,
9/11.
like two or
And
three years
2 or 3 years ago, yeah,
Yeah.
fresh out of school. And like there was horrible, horrible, hard stuff going on. It's
I'm sorry. I know you're talking about something serious, but I had to throw that in.
it's accurate. It's a sugar turtle fan site, is what it is. And now that it's out in the open, I feel cleansed. Like I feel unburdened.
It's just a bunch of turtles, basically. Someone needs to
That's
do that.
that's all I message him is
like a fan page of turtles.
anytime I see a turtle like doing anything, I just send it to Tom, and he's like, "It me, it also me."
That's so good. Oh my gosh. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt you
It's okay.
with that, but
I don't even remember what was I talking about. Oh, sad news, right?
yes,
Bad
sad
things,
news.
right?
Yeah.
Hard things in the world, and I'm like, God. But you gotta think about the good things that are happening in the world. Otherwise, it all becomes too much. And what's the point?
Yeah.
So I'm like, I want to write about the good things. I want to write about the things that make people happy, the things that are joy. I want to find stories and tell them, because I have always believed and still believe throughout my whole career, it's about stories. It's about connecting with people, finding their stories. Everyone's got a story, and that's kind of been the guiding principle, I guess, of what I do, is finding people, getting to know what their connections are, getting to know what their stories are.
That is beautiful.
Thank you.
And important.
Mm.
And not everybody is capable, willing, or able to do that, to find stories, be comfortable, willing, able to tell them in a way that is appealing for people who are hearing about a stranger, quite possibly.
Right.
But I really like that. And actually, this is perfect, because this was really the whole point of doing this. The entire world is very heavy right now.
Yeah.
And especially our little niche has been going through some stuff. And I just thought, okay, we can't always fight negativity, but we can overwhelm it with really cool, good, happy, joyous things. So that is the whole point of all of this, which is why this is not an interview. It's not it's not like, let me present to you, Tori. It's
right.
really like I really just wanted to have a completely just natural chat discussion about who you are, and how you as a person feel that you are able to bring joy to the world, because you do. I wrote a question down.
Okay.
I had to write it down because I didn't want to jumble it when I said it. So it's very casual, though. So
okay.
If you could describe yourself from someone else's point of view, what would you say? And what would stand out to you? So you have to kind of remove yourself and see yourself from, I don't know, like my point of view, or anyone, really. It's tough, right?
Oh my God.
Because usually it's like, tell me about yourself, but not tell me about how you feel perceived by others. And the point of this question was that I was thinking about it for myself.
Yeah.
And I was thinking, well, people probably think I'm really obnoxious, and I buy a lot of pens, and that I'm fiscally irresponsible. That one is true. And I was wondering to myself, how could I live and convey the goodness that I want to share with people? And so I guess that's my whole thing. It was like, how do you feel you are able to do that? I mean, you kind of already answered by being interested in people's stories and wanting to share those stories. I think you also do it for yourself, because you have Stationery Universe. You have these creations and collaborations that are, I feel like, telling a part of your story. So, I mean, obviously you must have stuff on your desk.
Oh, I have so much stuff on my desk. Yeah.
So, I mean, we could tie this all into like tell me about you. Okay. And again, open dialogue, it's not no formal answer needed. We can go back and forth on it. um, the stationery universe, is that an outlet for you?
Okay. I feel like I need to have been taking notes. There was a lot of questions there.
That's okay. Sorry. I was like, this is super casual. By the way, here's
Yeah,
a
by
list.
the way,
Yeah,
yes. I feel like I need
okay,
Dr. Lampost's input on that, like how others see me. That's like really profound, right? Because
totally. That
how
is
you
what I am. I am anything if
it
you know.
is though. Like I mean, how you wish to be perceived by others is like a
Yeah,
lifelong journey, right?
yeah,
And I feel like it's also a little different in every sort of sphere that you're thinking about.
yeah.
Like how my kids perceive me presumably is different than how, my coworkers see me and
That's a
my,
good point.
friends from college and my pen show friends. Everyone sees you a little bit differently.
Yeah,
And hopefully what I hope they see, well, no, I know, I'm sure they see like some frenetic energy, kind of
that's fair.
no matter what situation we're in. I kind of bring that to the party. Little
But
maybe.
you're saying frenetic. Do you mean that in a negative way?
Yeah. Yeah. I
Okay,
mean, yeah,
okay.
I don't know. I can be a lot. I can be a lot. I'm a
That's
lot.
okay. That's
I
okay.
get
And
that.
this is totally, I mean, this is safe. If somebody says something negative in the comments, I will boot them.
Okay.
Like if they're rude, they're out of here. So
Hmm.
uh, please feel comfortable to say stuff like that
Yeah.
because I think it's also discovering yourself in that regard. So
Yeah.
frenetic energy. I'm going to write that down for you.
Okay. Yep. Frenetic energy. I talk a lot.
Hmm.
Um, you know how, so like I have a late stage ADHD diagnosis rolling in, which is it's just super fun
Mm,
to deal with. And one
yeah.
of the things that I've discovered from that is so like if you're telling me a story and I hear your story, I'm going to give you one back.
Yeah.
And that can come off as like, oh no, no, enough about you. Let me chime in here. And it's not
Right.
what it is. It's I hear you, I accept you. Let me accept you in return by offering
Right.
you a story that connects.
Yeah.
Some people perceive it and receive it that way, and some
Hmm.
people think it's obnoxious. Um,
That is fascinating.
Same with knowledge. So I am a knowledge junkie. I just love knowing things. I love learning things. Like
That's cool.
if I could be in school my whole life, I would. I love fun facts. I love random words. I love all of it. I do. I love it. And so like if we're talking about something and I have a fun fact to add or like something, boot that jaybird. He's
Boot
out of
it.
like the so like if I drop a fun fact or it's because I'm like, oh my god, it's like penguins who have like, or no, not penguins, otters, they have a little pocket and they have
Oh yeah. In their
right,
armpit.
right.
Yeah.
Like, I want to show you my little pebble of knowledge that I have. I want to share
Yeah.
that with you, and it's me sharing knowledge, which to me is joy. But that can come off as being a know-it-all. I get it, and I see my son struggle with it too. So I
Okay.
try to like, I it's evolved. It's a journey. It's
Yeah.
evolving. Nobody likes a know-it-all. I'm very well aware of that. So it's all about sharing
Right.
knowledge in a way that hopefully communicates my desire to be making connections and not like me is so smart. I know the things like
I know, but it sounds like sharing knowledge and relatable stories is your love language.
oh, absolutely.
In
Yeah,
that, yeah, it's like I hear you. I let me tell you about what I've experienced so that you know I can relate to you and not just say like I'm sorry to hear you're going through that or
right.
oh that must suck, which are also valid if you cannot
Totally.
relate, but you are able to connect more deeply and even though you feel that it might be negative. That's beautiful though. I love when people give me random knowledge.
And that means that you have the heart to receive it, and not everyone does. And it's about, you know
Mm,
what I mean? And
yeah.
the world does not the world is isolating. I think there are
Yes.
wonderful, magnificent people in it, but modern life is isolating, and you are
Yeah.
not often rewarded for vulnerability or for authenticity or for
That
showing
is
your true
very
self,
true. People are
right?
like, why would you share that? It's like,
Exactly.
I'm trying to help others not feel alone.
That's right. And that's, so choosing to do that puts yourself at risk, right? It makes yourself
Yeah.
vulnerable, but choosing to do that means that you have more meaningful connections and means that, you have deeper friendships and ultimately, I think, a more satisfying, you know, journey around the sun. I don't know what's the metaphor for
Multiple
life.
journeys around the
Multiple,
sun.
yeah, if you're lucky, right? Yeah, I don't know.
Ideally,
Ideally.
if you're lucky. I mean, that's
Yeah.
the goal.
Yeah.
that is really, really nice. Um, it also sounds like you are a, I don't know if this is a technical term or a medical term, a
Mm.
highly sensitive person.
Yeah.
Where you're, or
Um,
like empathic, so you can feel other people's emotions intensely, and it's probably
mhm.
just because you're thoughtful and compassionate and have a good heart,
Mm.
which is all a good thing. It's
Thanks.
exhausting.
It's exhausting,
It is
especially when you
exhausting.
have like, so I have this irrepressible uh, desire to find a silver lining. I don't know
Mm-hmm.
where, like, I do not consider myself like overly optimistic. I'm not Mary Sunshine-ish to like an absurd degree. Like, I think I'm very pragmatic and realistic, but I cannot repress in myself the desire to find a silver lining. And so when, people that I care about or whatever, they're hurting, I try to help them find that too, because their pain hurts me,
Right.
right? It like hurts to carry it. So it's like, let's find some good here. I've never been very good at just sitting with
Yeah.
uncomfortable things in myself or with others. So
Right.
I
And
try to make
because
it
it
better.
can feel hopeless if
Oh yeah.
you're not practiced at it. I mean, some people are good at navigating, not good, but
Right.
practiced at
Yes.
navigating difficult things, um, trauma,
Mm,
grief, all sorts of things. And some people, it's very new. And
yeah.
I think helping someone see a silver lining can be a breath of fresh air. Like, yes, if everything feels like it's drowning right now, um, yes, it feels like a weighted blanket that
Mm,
is just, it's never going to move. But if you can help someone just pull that blanket down a little bit so they could breathe a little, it gives them a chance to keep going, which is, I mean, that's kind of what I feel like you do with Stationary Universe. That's kind
mm,
of what I try to do with Inky Messes.
yeah.
We don't talk about feelings in Inky Messes, though. I do not like feelings.
We're
I
talking about an awful lot of them.
I know, but they're not my feelings.
So great. So
I'm
mine
okay
are.
with other people's feelings. It's when someone says something nice to me and I have to sit
Mm,
there and tolerate it, and it's like I would rather disappear into the smallest crevice in the earth right now than sit through this discomfort. But it's also, that takes practice.
yeah.
Okay, wait.
Do
This
you
is
want?
good. Sorry, I'm not cutting you off. It's just that
No,
this
you
is
cut me off.
beautiful and it ties with my next question,
Okay.
which was not really a question. It's just a thought
Yeah.
of um, how is being in this hobby, particularly engage, like how is engaging with the pen community or just doing your stuff, like enjoying your own pens, how does that cultivate like the joy in you? Is it because you
Mm,
like to share it? Is it because you feel like you're creating something for yourself? Could be both,
mm.
maybe.
I love this question. So, and then afterwards, I want to circle back to talk about why you don't like compliments.
Sorry, you seem to be disconnecting.
Is it going through the tunnel?
Exactly. It's like, I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, okay, fine. All right. So when I started joining the pen community, so this was a couple years back, and I've always been into like stationery and pens and things of that nature,
Mhm.
but the community has only been a couple years really.
Yeah.
And it entered my life in a time, during the pandemic, which was very isolating for a lot of people, even, those of us isolating with misbehaved children in our homes. Um,
Not
which
a
was
personal
another
statement or
journey. Not a
anything.
it's not a personal. I mean, I love you boys if you're listening.
If and when they ever listen.
Yeah, right. It's probably best not to. No. So, through that, one of the things that did was disband communities, right? And make it
Okay.
challenging, like trying to figure out how things that you had always done and how you interacted socially. Did it really?
So I was just adding that in because I was looking at the time. Not that I don't have a time limit, but yeah, sorry.
That's hilarious. Um, mm. So I immediately found it welcoming, right? So like when which part of the story? Okay, so like what I was struck by immediately was the generosity and openness of the community. Like I
Mm-hmm.
was looking for just like a random a rickshaw sleeve, and I
Mm-hmm.
put something on Reddit looking for it, and someone messaged right away, and they're like, "Yep, I got that for you." And hey, like, what else can I tell you? And we're like, then we become pen friends, and then we become like his wife and I. We go to dinner. We're at pen shop. Like that's beautiful, right? And
That's
then or
amazing.
like I was looking for a bungu box because I missed out despite setting my alarm for the middle of the night to sign up for alerts.
The blue one,
The blue one, yes. I
which they
wrote
only made like not enough.
not
There was
not
not
not a
enough.
fraction is enough.
Yeah,
But this pen was the first grail for me. I yearned for this pen because so Neil Gaiman writes he's been spotted with some Viscontis and other things, but his
true.
his his ride or die is an 823.
Right.
And so when I see my colors in an 823, I'm like, well,
Yeah,
that's it. This is what I need to write my book with. This is what I need to sign copies of my book with. Like
I
this is
agree.
my pen. And then
That is a
poof, it's
true
gone.
grail,
True grail. And
not
it,
just
and it was
like,
gone.
oh, it's pretty and I really like it. That is a
Right.
true grail.
Because it has reasons, right?
It's got reasons.
And so I
It's
put
yeah.
I put these reasons in a poem. It was not a good poem, Aziza. It rhymed. It was doggerel rhyme. It was terrible. And I don't say doggerel to be like it was
That's
for the
better than
dogs.
what a
It's
lot of
crappy
people can
rhyming.
do.
You say that. But so I put this on Reddit and it touched someone. Someone was like, you took the time. So, and she's my friend Alina, you know Alina. Like she saw that and she's like,
That is
I feel
so
like this
cute.
pen is supposed to be yours. And then we met at the first pen show I ever attended, the Columbus Pen
Oh
Show.
my
We came to an agreement and we still call it our pen, right? So when we see each other, she's like, let's see our pen. And
Absolutely.
right. So like immediately she accepted me, and then the first pen show that I went to, like pen friends that I'd made online or messaging, like you feeling overwhelmed, don't forget to go outside. And I'm there with, two very dear friends, one of whom is my sixth grade teacher. And we became like buddies as years went on, and we're pen swatching and things at the local coffee
That
shop.
is adorable.
So like this is building, right? And then shortly after this, unfortunately, was when my sister died.
Right.
Right, just a little under 2 years ago, very young, at 30, from a car accident, which obviously is shatteringly traumatic, and I'm still heartbroken every day,
Of
and probably
course.
always will be.
Yeah.
And so this community, it wasn't an escape. That's not the word I want to use, because that to me indicates leaving behind
Yeah.
some of yourself. Instead, it was, yep, you can bring that too, right? So like shortly after,
Yeah.
I was about to have a milestone birthday, and my girlfriends from college were going to come in to Cleveland to celebrate. Couldn't, because they had just taken leave to come for a funeral. So they're like, well, what do we want to do for your
Oh.
birthday? And my friend Marty, who had found the sleeve, was like, come to Baltimore. Like, it's not a far drive. Come to Baltimore.
Yeah.
You need a pen show. And I'm like, oh. And then
Yeah.
yeah, and then one of my dear friends from college, Kristen's like, yes, I will go to a pen show. What are you? I have no idea what you're talking about, but
That's
yes, I'm
love,
there.
man.
Truth. Like she just followed me around, like insisted on carrying a bag, and was like, I have no idea what's going on, but I love all of it. And
That is love.
that show was so freaking beautiful. Like,
Yeah.
and like I had just gotten this tattoo as a
Yeah.
Columbine, which is a memorial for my sister, and it was fresh then, so lots of people were commenting on it, and I decided, like,
Right.
rather than just saying thank you, like I was going to say thank you. It's a memorial for my sister. Just
Yeah.
keeping processing it, saying it, and
Yeah.
people would respond with empathy or stories of people they had lost, or
Right.
and it was, I very intentionally that was me trying to choose joy, was like going to do
Yeah.
this thing that made me happy, full of people that were
Yep.
understanding.
Yep.
um
And you were vulnerable by offering a piece of
yeah.
your grief. And I mean, certainly and unfortunately, in some fashion, everyone's going to experience grief.
Oh
This is
gosh,
this
yes.
is so tragic because
Mhm.
it's unnatural, right? Like
Yeah.
this is unnatural. But I, I John says that it's an enrichment to be a part of the fountain pen community, and
Mm.
just thinking of all of the things that you brought when you were grieving so intensely, and not that your grief is not there, but I'm sure it's constantly changing, right? Like the way
Yeah.
you're experiencing it. And I mean, you're just bringing authenticity and yeah, the world is so isolated, but people are so receptive to goodness and
Mm.
kindness because we're all desperate for goodness and kindness.
Yeah.
So you bring that, and everyone's like, "Oh my gosh, yes, let us give it back to you," because you kind of took the first step with that. Just
And I don't take that for granted though, because like not every place in this world is a safe space for that.
yeah,
Like, a lot of people in the world get really uncomfortable when you talk about your grief or traumas or sadness
yeah,
or someone
for
who's
sure.
died. Like, right? Like people do not have to be
Yeah,
receptive to that kind of authenticity. And
yeah.
something about the pen community. I don't know if it's
I don't know what it
because
is.
we all share this kind of slightly quirky hobby that we're kind of just predisposed to be
Yeah.
accepting of other people's stuff. I don't know. But like I've never very seldom in the community have I seen uh womp womp. Okay,
Yeah.
so for the most part, the community is real accepting.
Yes, it is for the most part,
Yeah.
and that's kind of like the whole point is I really wanted us, I say us, me, you,
Yeah.
everybody in the chat, and I'm just scanning through the chat, I'm pretty sure we're all on board with cultivating goodness,
Yes.
kindness, empathy, love, just safety to be who you are and experience what you're experiencing, and to reflect it in a loving, safe way, which sounds so cheesy when it comes out of my mouth.
No,
But
it sounds real.
it's just it has been so much, and I don't think people realize the absolute insanity it is that we have survived a pandemic.
Right?
I mean, I'm a microbiologist by training, so
Gosh, I did not know
I'm a
that.
big nerd. That was a good catch. I have my master's in
Yes.
microbiology.
Thank you. PG-13. I did it.
We're good. We're good here. I actually studied antibiotic resistant
Oh,
bacteria that afflict patients with cystic fibrosis. So often it's not
wow.
the cystic fibrosis that causes the death of patients, it's that they can't fight off these bacteria. That's what I studied. We found ways to make antibiotic resistant bacteria non-resistant so that patients could have longer, healthier lives. And so for me, stuff like this is like I get excited, not in a twisted way, but a way that is like I really feel it. So I the impact, not just physically but mentally, has been profound. And then to be going through something that is so just horrifying that you would have to experience this. It's like a double, triple, quadruple whammy. It's so unfair. And I'm just so glad that the fountain pen community showed up for this. That
Hmm.
that people we I say we, just grouping myself in there, but you know,
You, Aziza, the emissary of the fountain pens,
all
you're
of
very
us.
welcome for
I
this.
mean, it's a relief, which
Yeah.
is also why it's horrifying when we don't do that, because it's like, come on,
I know.
we have worked too hard to make this a good place for
Right?
everyone. Like, don't ruin it. Like, come on, don't find a different hobby. Like, go somewhere else.
It's right.
Just,
Go,
like,
I don't know, ceramics. I don't know. Maybe there's room in ceramics. I don't know.
ceramics. That is so random. I love it. I I love that. Okay, I'm gonna write that down because I just feel like ceramics is something for us to explore. Um,
You know, though, like
yeah.
that show, like, what's the word for rocks, like in the stream of time or something that you look back at them and see like how important things change. There's a word for it. I can't remember it. Someone who's
Oh
smart
yeah.
in the comments tell me, you know what I mean? So like God, Tom, thank God for Tom. Um,
Just look. There's this, and then look at this absolutely beautiful, profound message.
hmm,
Both comments, all of your comments are
yes.
equally valid though, because you're
Hmm.
all bringing something that is comfortable for you, and it's th- thank you all for joining us.
Yes.
Just as a side note, this is a lovely, safe, wonderful place, and I'm so grateful to all of you for being here with me. Oh God, feelings. Okay, continue.
Okay. Do you want me to tap dance those feelings away?
Yeah, like no, it's like no more, none of those.
Okay.
Blah.
So th- when you are having some of that baggage, right, from global pandemics, from loss, from grief, from trauma, from many of the things that can, oh, I forgot. Wait, no, no, right before the show, I'm getting my chronology mixed up. So at that show then too, I was sitting with, I remember it so clearly. I was sitting with Marty and Francisco and Kimberly, and they're like, "Oh, look at your Insta. There's no pens on here. You need a Pensta." I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
"Oh, yeah, that's probably a good idea." Like my other Instagram is just like my kids and me hiking, which is fine. There's nothing wrong with that. But
Yeah.
like, yeah, I should have a pen Instagram, and I'm not going to follow like politics on it. I'm just going to have a happy little pen Instagram, and
Yeah.
I'm just going to see what I can put out into the world. And so like that started there. That's where Stationery Universe was born. Was that idea there? And then I sort of started
Oh.
tossing ideas around in my head, and I reached out to Tom from Sugar
Mm-hmm.
Turtle to help with
Mm-hmm.
my sort of branding identity. And
I just want to point out that right at my desk,
yay,
because I do silly things like this in it. I'm just
it's
saying
beautiful.
this is my Stationery Universe Sugar Turtle notebook. Just saying.
Thank you.
Just saying. We'll link to that later.
Right. Link down here. Right here.
There you go.
But so that's Tom was my first collaboration, right? Because I'm like, okay, I cannot draw for beans. I saved myself again.
And that's okay.
Yeah.
I feel you.
Yeah.
I can't draw either. In fact, you carry on. I'm going to just show you.
Okay, show me.
Portnux is in the chat, and
Oh.
I torture her regularly. Not willingly, but at some point, I started drawing like animals, or trying to,
Yes.
and trying to be polite about them. But I was like, let me draw you a starfish. Like, that is like a stud starfish.
Oh,
So
it's like an Adam and Eve starfish?
yeah, I don't know if she wants to speak to me ever again, but she often, her response is, I okay, so this is often the response, and she's like, I'm not opening this message. I'm like, you have to. And then she forgets and then opens it later. So I'm sure she loves it. It makes her laugh.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, sorry, I can't draw. The whole point was that I can't draw.
But you created something for her, and that is beautiful.
Not from her point of view.
Well,
here's a giraffe.
Wait, what
Butterfly.
what are you covering on the giraffe?
This is supposed to be PG, so that is why I was covering the giraffe. But
okay,
actually, that is probably one of the best things I've ever drawn.
So accurately captures the
that's a butterfly
dirtiness.
wearing a bikini, just for the record.
Oh, okay.
It just didn't fit her very well.
Well, I mean, she had literally just gone through some changes,
a
metamorphosis. Maybe that fit her in her cartoon.
Oh my gosh, we're so good. Okay, I'm sorry. You cannot draw.
No, I don't know what that is.
But Tom can.
Tom can. That's right. And I'm like, you know what I need is someone that can draw real nice. And I had met him at the Columbus show and loved his stuff. So it reached out, and that was scary AF, because I'm like, hey, I have 13 followers and they're all my friends. Could you help me with some branding?
That is
yeah, that's right. Tom would have us know that we would have us say that we can all. He is. Tom's a real one. That's right.
Like, even if he wants to pretend he's not, he is.
Yeah, fair. Like, I couldn't have reached out to a better person about it to help start that, and that was the start of collaborations, right? Because I didn't set out to open a store or write a blog or do anything. I was just like, at first, I was just being a participant, then an observer. Then I found myself wanting to put more into it, but wanting to put more into it via collaborations.
Well, you have beautiful ideas. Do you remember after we did the Applebaum podcast, I sent you a text to say, my friend said Tori has brilliant ideas and stories. That was Pertnex. She's in there. So I'm outing her with her feelings right now.
Thank you.
Because she is right. There is no shortage of collaborations in the world. And because the pen world is relatively small as a hobby, there's a lot of them. There's always something new coming out. Sometimes it's sometimes you just want to have the pen that is perfect for you. Like, you want the right colors. But your stories with your pens are like they're like romantic, and it's
Mm.
almost like you have a past life or lives feeding the stories, and that would be a really cool like sci-fi book story where you like go through life and then you come
Yeah.
to this one universe where you
Uh-huh.
create these things. Anyway, um,
Oh my God, you could bring vintage pens in. Like does the vintage pen find its way from one life to the
oh,
next? Like
especially the ones
you
that
get
have
your own pen back.
engravings.
Yes. Like you get your own pen back.
Oh my gosh.
Nobody write this. Write this.
Yeah, you need to do this with your bunga box.
With my bunk. That's right. It's true. I owe it.
See, it was meant to be. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I also ramble off because I get excited about a topic. I probably also need to have my brain looked at for
I
many
feel
reasons.
like we all do.
I
Like, come
feel
on.
like in this community, maybe that's something about why we all get along so well,
Yeah.
because we're all like, oh yeah, I see that. I get it. One of us.
Right.
Yeah. It's like
It's
that
just
must be what
well,
it is.
I mean, think about it. Like when you go to a pen show, I don't care what city you're in. I don't care. Like you are seeing people across the entire spectrum of ages, ethnicities, uh, backgrounds,
Yeah.
physical, whatever. Like
Yeah,
it is the most
absolutely.
insanely inclusive environment in terms of representation.
Yeah.
And like, what's the shared thread? It's a love of expressing yourself, right?
Because
That's ultimately
it's not just, oh, that's a pretty fountain pen.
right.
Sometimes it's that.
Sometimes it is, sure,
And
yeah,
that's totally valid. But
absolutely.
often it's like, I love this pen because of how it makes me feel, of the
Hmm.
things that I could do with it. Like, I cannot draw, but I can throw ink around.
Right.
And sometimes you just make something really cool. I really
Yeah,
like these.
that's
And so
beautiful.
that's just inking with gigantic
Mm.
nibs and converters
Oh,
and whatnot. And it's
I
like,
love it.
it's the way it makes you feel. It makes you
Mhm,
feel, well, happier, ideally, but
mhm,
joyous, inspired, hopeful,
mhm.
maybe,
Yes.
which is something we all can benefit from,
Hope is
I
intoxicating,
think.
right?
That needs
It's
to be a sticker.
okay.
Tom,
Tom,
that
I
needs
need
to be
you.
a sticker. And hope needs to be like a really pretty turtle,
Oh, yeah.
and she's got like, she's just so beautiful that she's
Yeah.
intoxicating.
Oh.
I don't
But
know.
hope is the thing with feathers. So should she be like a feathery turtle? I don't know. Is that weird? Emily Dickinson? No.
I'll
Okay.
draw it.
Great. Everyone get a pen out.
I'll draw it. I'm gonna write this down. Hope is intoxicating. Don't you guys worry. I
This
will
is
take care
happening.
of this. I will
Okay.
take care of this.
Done.
I apologize in advance. It's there.
Tom says we can all create. The act of creation is valuable, whether or not
It
like
is true.
no need to be censoring ourselves, which is part of why I loved taking at DC. I took your class and Tom's class.
Yes.
Were very different classes, but
Yeah.
very interrelated. So yours was about
Yes.
inky messes, right? Different,
Yeah.
trying different things, but not being so precious about it all, right? Just like
Right. Because
let's
that's
make a mess and
because
let's just go ahead
I
and
don't
have
know
some
how
fun.
to,
Well, because a lot of
which is
us
fine. I just don't know
it's
how
like, oh
to.
my God, I spent this much money on a notebook. I need to like save it for
Yeah.
nice. Like
Yes.
you
Yes. Save
don't.
it for nice. It's
Like
like, no,
what?
no,
You can't
we're
take them
not
with
going to
you.
do that.
Right. And
We're,
so we get that like that sort of side of it. And then from Tom's, you get the same thing too. It's like you have your stuff,
yeah.
use it. It doesn't matter if it's good. Good is not the goal. Like you're not like trying to
I'm sorry. I'm not laughing at you.
you need to put that up on the
I'm just
thingy.
laughing at John. Your comments are so elegant, and then Sugar Turtle says something so ridiculous that
Yeah.
I have to put it up first, just because this is me trying to be deep. I get it. I get it. I also try to be profound.
Mhm.
It does not often work. This is cool. We need to have an
Oh
ink
my God.
or like a
Ooh,
pen case called, what is it?
yes. The
Carapace?
carapace.
Car- okay,
Carapace.
well, that thing.
Okay.
That's what we need. We need an ink for that.
Mom, is it carapace? She'll tell
Like,
me.
I I just, okay, first of all, I'm very excited about all of this.
Yes. This is creativity. This is creation.
It
Right?
is. Here's a question for you.
Mm-hmm.
If a dog is wearing pants Is it on the bottom half with his four legs and halfway up his body, or is it on the
Mhm.
back end that it's pulled up halfway up his body?
So when I picture it, immediately I think the back legs with like a hole for the tail.
That's what that's what I was going for, but I'm like, is
Okay.
that accurate? Isn't the point
I
of pants to
mean,
cover your legs?
the tyranny of pants presumably is meant to cover your nethers and then
Oh,
by
that's true.
extension.
That's true.
So,
That's true. So you
right?
don't necessarily need all your legs
Right.
covered.
Like if the dog was wearing a nice jort, like a jean
Okay.
short, a jort, they
Okay.
would.
Somebody needs to see. This is what happens when I'm chatting with partners, and one of us says something awful. It's usually me, and then I'm like, "Hold on, let me draw it for you." And she's like, "No, please don't, no." And I'm like, hang on, give me a minute." No. So, get that giraffe some pants. I cannot
Oh,
recreate the giraffe, so somebody else needs to do it,
those are really.
please.
I really actually liked that giraffe. It had a derpiness that I found
Well,
endearing.
well, it's true. I cannot draw beautiful things. I can draw derpy things.
One of the few things I can draw is a cartoon crab. Like that's not a useful skill. You want to see
Well,
it? Should I draw one?
I think you should because I
Okay.
will entertain the peeps in the
Okay.
meantime.
I'm gonna draw my
Um,
terrible cartoon crab.
I was writing a thought for you, but I'm going to
Okay.
answer it myself.
Okay.
The question was if you could do anything without the fear of failure, any hobby, sport, adventure, what would you do? I
Hmm.
would be a gymnast.
Wow.
I don't know
Okay. Talk to me
why.
about this.
Like I don't know why. I have the Ehlers-Danlos. I'm hypermobile. So I'm
Oh,
super
oh.
bendy. Like I could do really weird things like this, and it like really freaks people out. And I bend in weird ways, and I'm like, why can I not use this for something fun? So I would do gymnastics and then be a contortionist. I could probably do it if I was dedicated, but I'm very lazy.
I don't believe that.
I am lazy to make the effort.
You're choosing to spend your effort on other things.
There is that. I I mean there are people who wake up, they go to the gym, they come home, they make breakfast, they're healthy. I'm like, I admire you, and it ends there. So, okay, let's see it.
Okay.
That was fast.
Here's my
That's adorable.
right. I've been drawing this for a long time. It's the only thing I can
Okay,
draw.
well, why do you not have like a crab thing? Why don't you have crabs?
Why don't I have crabs, Aziza? Because
Why don't you have like a crab themed thing?
I'm a
No,
careful lady,
that,
Aziza.
that
That's what.
doesn't sound better. That sounds terrible. What about you need a crab nebula item, but it's a crab?
Oh, but like an actual. Yes. Okay. Those are legs. What did you think they were?
I mean, look how small they are. They're legs, but you never know. I mean, I don't know. I don't know how
I
crabs
don't know.
work.
I don't know either. Well, okay. No, let's. I don't, what,
That
what
wasn't
just
supposed to
happened?
happen. That was okay. Let's disregard that weirdness.
Okay.
I just want to point out that
Hmm.
this is sugar turtle,
Yay.
and hang on, there's one more that's really. It might be. Oh, it's right
Yeah.
here.
So
But
technically,
I
down
also
below,
have
that's sugar turtle.
this is Stationery Universe is sugar
Yes.
turtle drawing.
That's OG. Yep. That sugar turtle drew that.
That's pretty fantastic. There's also one here just out of camera. So anyway, I just wanted to point out that this once again, completely off topic. I We all have the problem where we have stickers and are scared to use them,
Mm-hmm.
right?
100%.
Because you're like, oh
Yep.
my gosh, the anxiety of using up a sticker.
Totally.
Okay. Um, this this is the greatest relief, one of the greatest reliefs I've ever experienced in my life.
God, talk to me about it.
I had obviously this is only the portion you can see. There's more. Like it
Yeah.
folds out. That's how bad it is. Um, Obviously I hoarded stickers.
Yeah.
Now I have moved a lot. I have lived in Winnipeg, then I moved to Texas, and then back to Winnipeg, and then to the Netherlands, and then to Toronto, and then to Alberta, and then back. So I moved a lot. And the problem is, I kept stickers. They went everywhere with me. And I was like, at some point, I was like, this is madness. These stickers have traveled more than like the average crab on the beach. So,
Yeah.
anyway, they're all here now, and I love it. So use your stickers, because just put them somewhere, even if it's just a random background. That's all.
What? That's so liberating.
I
Like
just
just use the sticker. Oh no,
the
what happened?
I just love the sticker ideas in the chat. Do
Like
you
this?
see why there was no point in having structure?
Yes, completely.
Because it's not fun. Structure is not fun. We have that in
Mm-hmm.
our day jobs, or if we have day
Mm-hmm.
jobs, not me. Um, in life and routine, and like, brush your teeth, and do you floss before you brush, or do you floss
Mm-hmm.
after? All of that. We're not interested in that.
No.
So, um, okay,
So you wanted to know what I would do if I had no fear.
yeah,
Quit my day job and just do
okay,
stationary universe. Just do it. Like I have
okay.
such dreams for ways that I could grow it.
I don't think this is out
Yeah.
of the realm of possibility.
Babe, I mean, there are different seasons in life, right? Like there's
There are. I
yeah.
mean, you also have young kids,
Right, that's
so
just it.
maybe you want
That's
to wait a little, maybe.
hmm
Or I went to the dentist today. Um,
Charlie bit my finger.
my, I
Do you
remember
remember
that.
that one?
Oh my gosh, that was, oh gosh, that.
God, I am old.
Okay, listen, I'm gonna out myself. I turned 40 at the end of this year.
Yes, Queen.
I,
That is not a given. Like that's an
you know,
accomplishment.
many years ago, actually not even many, like 2 years ago, I would have thought like, oh, this is horrifying. But now, as I mature further, um, not everybody is fortunate to make it to this. So
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, I need to celebrate this. Sure, I'm an old hag and I groan when I get out of bed, and I contemplate, why does this hurt? That happens. But in a way, it's like a treat, because it's like, look, you
hmm
still have this thing that does stuff. Sure, you hate it. Sure, it's not shaped the way you want it to be shaped.
hmm
Anyway, I'm gonna have to celebrate somehow.
Yes. So what are we
So,
gonna do? Like, is it a party? Is it a trip? Is it a pen? What is it?
not a pen.
Not a pen.
No.
Okay. No.
I think as I age,
Mm.
gracefully, um, my favorite thing about like going to pen shows and stuff is not actually the sure, the pens are fun.
Yes.
It is actually the ridiculousness that goes on in the evenings.
1,000%.
You know, and
Absolutely.
and
Yes.
and that is, that's the highlight for sure. So it's like, I don't even want like a vacation or to travel. I just want to hang out with my friends and be stupid. Okay, hang on, let me add this. Wendy Sue, almost 50. I
Mm.
almost died last year. Every day's a gift.
Yes.
I am glad you're still here.
hmm
And it is true, every day's a gift, and it's so easy for all of us to forget that. Just because we get, we just go with what's going on, and we forget, and then we don't focus, and I mean, it's not a fault, it's just what human nature is. We just bury our heads and keep going to stay alive.
Right.
So that is the whole point. That is the whole point that I want to celebrate, is you and our our crazy friends in the comments. It's just like, keep the goodness going. I
Yes.
guess I don't know any other way to say it that is concise and attractive. Just keep the goodness going, because if you stop and someone else stops and someone else stops, like, eventually there'll be none left. So we got to keep
Yeah.
going. We got to keep doing good stuff. I'm gonna sneeze, so I'm gonna mute. Wait,
Okay.
no, we're good.
We're good.
We're good. This is what happens. I couldn't handle
False alarm.
I couldn't
Yeah.
handle my feelings. It was like, no, no, we're not okay with this. Like,
We're gonna sneeze out the feels.
that should also that also needs to be a
Yeah.
that needs
Yeah,
to be a
Tom,
sticker.
are you taking note?
Yeah, I hope so. Like, I'm gonna have to go through this after.
It was the wigs
So
at DC that made it.
yes.
And the fan. Let's not forget the fan. I have never seen such fanning as
I know.
God,
It was
like a hand fan, but it was
It was like really passionate.
It was passionate, purposeful.
So if my
What?
mom knew what I did, she was like, "Why don't you get a real job?" I'm like, "Good question, mom. Why don't I? Why don't I? Because I cannot wear a wig at my real job, presumably."
Now I kind of just like want to try and see if anyone
I'm
says
like, what would
anything.
happen? What would happen? I think you need to find out, Tori. I think this needs to be a test.
All
As
right,
a scientist, I need you to do this.
I'll report back.
You'll
My work,
report back.
my workplace has a good vibe. I feel like they'd be into it, but I've definitely had workplaces that would have been like, "That's an HR." I don't know.
Like, oh, look at the ASL word for fart. Okay.
What? Oh, good. What am I? Have we been making it? Have we been saying fart all night?
Well,
with
I do wonder
sign
if
language.
we have been. Extend your non-dominant hand
That's my
with the
left.
fingers spread apart. Oh, so it is like fart. That's pretty funny. That makes
Wait,
sense. It's
have we
like
been doing that? Have we been saying fart all
probably.
night? Oh, great. Now I'm self-conscious.
That's okay. It's okay. Nobody knows. Nobody knows. You can.
Like,
It's not your fault if you don't speak the language.
right.
You could be saying anything. So it's kind of like wancher and wankai, and it's
Wait,
not
how are
bad.
you supposed to say it?
Um, it's actually wancha.
Oh,
I
who would
know.
have
I did not
guessed?
know that. But there's also two pronunciations. There's like a Japanese pronunciation of it and a Chinese pronunciation of it. I don't know which one I just said.
Mm.
Um, so that's probably a good time for me to shut up. So
Well, it's better than wanker.
that, yeah, and that's the thing. It's like they to them it's probably a beautiful thing, and
Yeah.
here we are, just
Oh, damn it! Just darn it!
know,
It's
just like
so
going
good.
for it.
I need to hold some. To hold some.
Yeah, just. Oh, did we? Oh, we lost her. Oh no, that's okay. She'll come back. It's okay. I was gonna wrap us up because I've already taken a full hour of her time, and a full hour of your time. I like this. Um, no, that's not the one. This one. Every day is a gift, but some are badly wrapped. That is true, and it may be badly wrapped, but it's still a gift. So, um, wan chai. Interesting. Okay, see now you can see more of it. See, there's the sugar turtle like howdy drawing. I've got a whole bunch of rickshaw. There's two stationary universes. Got some hardy, some happy cactus. So there's a lot of stuff going on back here in a good way. I have my own drawing somewhere, my own sticker. Yeah, there's one. My own stickers there. What up? Let me add her back.
I don't know what happened.
It's fine. Don't worry.
Right.
We are not professionals here.
That's right.
She had to go fuck. She's like, oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
See, that's what happens. You're vulnerable and authentic,
Oh,
and people
gosh.
think you're farting.
Okay, that cracks me up. I was just saying, thank you. Thank you so much for agreeing to subject yourself to this. Thank you all to everybody in the chat for like tuning in for this. I really I enjoy this a lot, and I get so lost in my own head that I forget to do things that I enjoy too. So so uncomfortable. Okay. So I'm gonna try to keep this up, and again, the whole point of this is just to laugh and have a good time and say stupid things and come up with great sticker ideas, and it's just that's it. So
And sign about tooting.
thank you. We are going to wait 30 seconds or so before I click end, just because it ends immediately. So there is a lag. So it's really stupid. Like get it together, YouTube. Like, how old are you, YouTube? Honestly.
Yeah, right.
Well, Tori,
can I just
please tell us how we can find you, follow you. I mean, I'm pretty sure we're all your fan anyway, but
well, I just want to thank you for creating this space. Like, this genuinely was like a pen show after hours, just like
a little cleaner.
shooting the ish. Well, sure. It was like one drink pen show after
There you
hours.
go. There you go. Exactly. It's like before the craziness happens. It's like, yeah, that's a good way of describing it.
So thank you for creating a space for that joy and for being vulnerable yourself and doing something that you didn't necessarily feel comfortable with. So
yeah,
it's
it's nerve wracking because you're like, I don't know what feelings are gonna come out.
Right? Like, they're airborne.
Yeah, and it's like I don't want those. I don't want those out ever anywhere. So this was a fun escape, Jana. Thank you. That is, I feel like this is kind of what I was hoping for. I'm sorry, Jana. I'm not laughing at you. I'm laughing at Sugar Turtle. This was terrible. I hated it. Never do it again.
Okay, good. There's our Waldorf and Statler.
There you go. See,
it was terrible. I hated it.
Keeping us in line. Thank you. I had a great time. Tori is, you are on Instagram. You are active. Mm-hmm. You do go to pen shows.
I do.
If anybody doesn't know, I'm not speaking to the chat because we all are weird fans. But if anybody wants,
we're just all fans of each other. Yeah.
I will put links to Tori's goodness and also collaborations and stuff, so people could check everything out. So give me like an hour to do that, and thank you all so much. Yeah, that's pretty much it. So okay, we're gonna just like sit here. No, I'm just kidding. we're not gonna sit here. I think I've rambled enough to the point that if I hit end now, it'll be a okay, bye.
Bye.
I'm gonna end them. Links to Tori's goodness. Okay, I'm gonna end this.
We'll fix that in post. Fix it in post.
There you go. Tart